Donald Trump Jr. calling Sudan a shithole country is the sort of thing we've come to expect from a Trump. But it's not just the Trumps. American elites have formed when it comes to treating Africa as beneath them, with deadly consequences. In 1998, then President Bill Clinton bombed a vital pharmaceutical factory in Sudan. He was embroiled in an embarrassing sex scandal at the time. Of course, that was purely coincidental. Al-Shifa in Arabic means healing, and in Sudan it was the name of the country's largest manufacturer of medicines. Al-Shifa produced half of the country's supply, but Bill Clinton decided to reduce it to rubble with 14 cruise missiles. As I saw with my own eyes when I visited the site, his order was given in retaliation for Al-Qaeda's bombing of the US embassies in Tanzania and Kenya a few weeks earlier. Washington alleged Al-Shifa was a chemical plant working for Al-Qaeda, but as with Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, the pretext was false. The Clinton administration faced a barrage of criticism from human rights organizations and the public. They could have sent UN inspectors, they didn't. They could have carried out thorough research on the site, but they didn't. The evidence was completely insufficient. As reported in the New York Times, Assistant Secretary of State Felix Oakley was told that the CIA's evidence on which the attack was based was inadequate. Ms. Oakley asked Washington to double check. The answer came back quickly. There was no additional evidence. Contrary to what the administration was saying, the case tying Al-Shifa to Mr. Bin Laden to chemical weapons was beyond weak. But for the US, someone had to pay. As history has shown repeatedly, that someone can just be about anyone. In this case, it was the Sudanese people. The human cost was massive. 100,000 patients were left helpless. Al-Shifa had been supplying their TB drugs cheaply, but now there were only expensive alternatives most couldn't afford. Al-Shifa produced veterinary drugs that kill parasites, including the ones passed on to children. These parasites were still the main cause of infant mortality in Sudan. The children, just like the TB patients, were left to their fate. Germany's ambassador at the time said the bombing created a medical catastrophe and led to thousands of deaths. Sudan is still suffering the health consequences today. Many say Clinton didn't want to create a medical disaster, but as US missiles rained on Sudan, Monica Lewinsky was testifying in front of a grand jury about her sexual relations with the incumbent president, about how Clinton had cheated on his wife in the Oval Office, and about that cigar. It was humiliating. That's left some wondering whether Clinton's readiness to bomb Sudan without due diligence could in fact have been him just using the old distraction playbook. You know, the one Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu, for example, has been accused of using when he bombed Gaza at a time of elections or scandals. The trick is simple: blow something up, distract the voters and the media. Turn a loss into a so-called terrorist killing win. So sure, the US had to save face over the Al-Qaeda embassy bombings, but it's a sad and cynical truth that a Sudanese lifeline was destroyed, in part to spare the Clintons' blushes.